All right. Hello, hello. Hey, I am Hayley. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. And Cody. He will be in the background. He wanders quite a bit. Today we're going to work on glutes, maybe a little bit of hamstring work, a little bit of hips, just getting all that good stuff in. We're going to get started seated. I can't speak. Seated. So finding any comfortable seat, whatever that looks like for you. Gently closing the eyes once you arrive here. Getting out any wiggles. And let the hands gently rest on the legs here. Begin to become familiar with your body. Feel your sit bones rooted on your mat. Feel the ankles, maybe the tops of the feet. And as you feel the hips rooted, find this length from the sits bones to the crown of the head, and then finding this elongation of the spine. And gently tucking the chin here. And feeling the weight of the hands on the legs. Bringing softness to the belly if you feel like you are sucking in or tucking the belly in. Just letting the belly disengage. Feeling the rising and falling of the chest here. With the belly fill up with air with every inhale. Belly decompress. With every exhale, open your mouth and let it go. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Deepest inhale yet of your day. Open the mouth, sigh it out. Welcome to your mat, to your practice. You can start to flutter the eyes open. And then rolling over onto your hands and knees, coming into a tabletop position, however you get there. Press your fingertips and your base knuckles into the mat, bringing your core in, belly button in. On your next inhale, draw the heart forward, let your belly sink, tailbone lifts to the top of the room. Take an anterior tilt of your pelvis. On your exhale, press the earth away, round your spine, tuck your tail, posterior tilt of the pelvis. Next inhale takes you to your cow pose. Next exhale to your cat. Inhale to your cow. exhale to your cat. And taking this on your own now, taking about 10 rounds wherever you're at. If you want to add in some different movements, maybe some hip circles. If you're circling in one way, circle the other way. Maybe you want to flip the hands, coming into some wrist stretches. I'm thinking about 5 more rounds wherever you're at. And then meeting in your neutral tabletop. Press the hands into the earth to lift the belly up and in. We'll start to lengthen the right leg back, pointing the toes. Start to feel the glutes activate. Hug the inner thighs together. It's easy to let the belly sink here, so stay active through the hands by pressing the mat away. Belly in, up and in, and then lower the toes down to the mat. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Twice more. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift. One more time to lower. Inhale, lift. Bend the knee. Keep the toes pointed. And then cross the right knee behind the left. Bring the right shin out parallel with the shorter edge of the mat. And then begin to sink the hips back. Coming into a little stretch here. It's okay if you don't want to go super deep or can't. Just sinking deep enough so that you feel this in the hips. And then coming back through center. Lengthen the right leg back out. Bring the right toes out a little bit. So start to feel the outer glutes start to fire up. And then draw the right toes over to the left side. Keep the leg lifted. And then over to the right. Crossing behind the left. Keep the leg lifted, toes pointed. You might want to shift the gaze over to the toe. Watch it crisscross behind you. Taking one more to the right side. And then over to the left. Plant the right toes. Shift the gaze to the right heel. Come into a C curve shape of the spine. Feeling this nice opening along the right side of the body. And then coming through center. Right knee meets the left. Lengthen the right leg or the left leg back behind you. Point the toes. Feeling the glutes activate. Hug the inner thighs together. Keep pressing the hands into the mat. Core is up and in. And then lower the toes down. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One more time, lift. Exhale, lower. This time, lift. Bend the knee. Cross the left knee behind the right. Shin goes parallel with the shorter edge of your mat. Sink your hips between your calves. And then coming back through center. Lengthen the right leg back behind you. Toes stay pointed. Then open the left leg to the left side. And then cross the leg behind the right leg. Keep the toes pointing. And then over to the left. Over to the right. Over to the left. Back through center to the right. Over to the left. One more time to the right. And then tuck the toes. Plant the toes on the earth. Coming into a nice calf stretch. Gaze can shift over the right shoulder, coming into a C curve of the spine. And coming back through center. And then coming up to seated. Lift the hips off the heels. Press the pelvis to the front of the room. Arms are out straight in front of you. So feel the glutes activate once you press the pelvis to the front of the room. You can keep your toes untucked here. If it's easier to keep them tucked, feel free to do so. As you keep pressing the hips forward, glutes on fire, try bending a little backwards, coming into this like half camel shape, I guess. Feel the quads start to turn on, and then inhale to lift. Keep the glutes activated, lowering down a little, and then lift. 3 more times to lower, and lift. Twice more, lower, and lift. 1 more time to lower. Lifting back up, plant the hands, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. First down dog of the day maybe. So taking what you need here, if that means walking out the dog, pedaling out the feet, shake the head yes, shake the head no. Taking whatever you need right now. Taking a couple more rounds here. Next inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees. Start to step your feet to the top of the mat. Land the feet hips width, palms face up. Take a slight bend in the knees. Walk the feet on top of the hands to release the wrists. We did a lot on our wrists a little bit ago. You might want to start to walk out the toes, wiggle out the wrists. Give yourself a nice little massage here. Keep the head heavy. Releasing one hand at a time. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale to your fold. Root to rise. Circle the arms overhead. Exhale, hands draw to heart. Inhale, sink your hips, chair pose. And shift the weight into the heels. Inner thighs are hugging together. As your inner thighs hug together, think about pressing the knees out, but not super wide, just thinking about opening them up. So start to activate the outer glutes. On our next inhale, we'll come up to standing, squeeze the glutes, press the pelvis to the front of the room. Next exhale, we'll lower the hips, chair pose. Next inhale, lift the legs, squeeze the glutes, press the pelvis. 1 more time to chair. Inhale, squeeze the glutes, and then take a fold forward. Halfway lift. Left toes step back, right foot stays where it is. Land your feet hips width. Back knee lowers. Untuck the toes. Inhale, circle the arms overhead. And then bring the hands to the front leg. Press into the right heel. Start to fire up the hamstring and the outer glute here. And then pull the heel to the back of the mat. You can start to feel that activation. Tuck the back foot. Lift the back knee. Crescent warrior. On our next inhale, we'll shift forward to our warrior 3 pose. So weight shifts to the right foot. Lift off the left toes. You can take any variation of the hands. You might want to draw the left knee up to the chest. Touch the left toes back. Little half crescent. And then stork pose, left knee hugs in. 3 more times here. Touch the left toes back. Left knee hugs in. Keep pressing the right heel into the ground to feel the right glute fire up. Twice more. Stork pose. One more time here. Stork pose once more. Meaning back in with our left toes placed on the earth. Fingertips sweep to the front of the room, coming into our power crescent. Holding here for 3, 2, and 1. Arms lift overhead, crescent warrior. Plant the hands to frame the front foot. Left hand plants. Right fingertips open you up, coming into a lunge twist. We'll start to wiggle the feet to the edges of the mat, coming to the pinky side edge of your feet. Then you can press the right knee open with the right hand, releasing the right glute a little bit here. Keep pressing the left hand into the mat to protect your left shoulder. And then walk the hands to the back of the mat. Hips sink to the left heel. Left knee bends, right leg is long. Skandasana. And then walk the hands to the front of the mat. Step yourself back, high plank. On our next exhale, we'll lower halfway or to the belly. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale takes you to your down dog. Inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees. Exhale, step or hop your way to the top. Halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Circle the arms overhead. Exhale, hands draw to your heart. Inhale, sink the hips to your pose. Activating the glutes here. Keep inner thighs hugging together, but think about pressing the knees out. Exhale to sink. One more time to sit, stand up. And then take a fold forward. Halfway lift. Plant the hands, left toe stay right, foot steps back, feet land hips width. Let your right knee lower, untuck the toes. Sweep the arms overhead. And then bring the hands to the knee. Press into the knee and press the left heel into the earth. Think about drawing the left heel to the back of the room to turn on the hamstrings, turn on the left glute. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Inhale to your crescent warrior. We'll shift forward into our warrior 3 pose. So weight comes to the left foot. Become light on the right toes. Lift yourself up. You can take any arm variation. Stay flexed through the right foot. Touch the right toes down, soften the left knee. Press your left heel into the mat to stay active through the glute. And then lift the right knee to the chest, stork pose. Couple more times, soften the left knee. Touch the right toes back. Inhale, lifts you up to your stork. 3 more times here. Really burning out the legs here. Twice more. One more time here. And then coming into your crescent legs, bend the left knee, right toes touch down. Power crescent, fingertips sweep to the front of the room. Pull the right hip forward, left hip back. Inhale, lifts you to your crescent warrior. Plant the palms. Right hand down, left fingertips open you up, coming into a lunge twist. And then start to wiggle the feet. Come to the pinky side edges of both feet. Left foot might wiggle to the left side of the mat. Press the left hand into the left knee. And then walk the hands through center. Hip shift to the right heel. Skandasana, back of the mat. Walk the hands through center. Plant the hands. Step yourself back to your high plank. Take a chaturanga if you want. And we'll meet in our downward facing dog. Take a full breath in. Exhale, stick out your tongue. Lion's breath, let it go. Inhale, full breath in. Exhale to settle yourself down into your practice. Inhale, heels lift, bend the knees. Exhale, step or hop your feet to the outside edges of the hands. Sink the hips down, Malasana, yogi squat. Take a couple rocks, side to side. Sinking. Maybe you want to start to lengthen the arms to the top of the room, using the strength of your glutes to open the legs up wider. And then press yourself up to standing. Wiggle the feet in. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, sink your hips, chair pose. Activating the glutes here. One time here to lengthen, press the pelvis forward. Take a fold forward. Halfway lift on your inhale. Exhale, plant the hands, step or hop your way through a chaturanga. And we'll meet in our downward facing dog. Next breath, right heel lifts. Draw the knee to the nose, tiger curl. Keep lifting your right heel to your glute. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, draw the knee to the nose. Inhale, three-legged. Exhale, knee to nose. And then step the foot between the hands. Lower the left heel. Windmill the arms open. Warrior two pose. So sinking into the right knee, making sure the right knee aligns over the right ankle. Opening up the hips, externally rotating the inner thighs. Draw the right heel to the back of the mat to turn on the hammies and the glutes. Next inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, side angle. Inhale to reverse your triangle, your Trikonasana. Arms meet out at the horizon. Draw the heels in, toes out. Sink the hips, hands to heart center. Anterior tilt of the pelvis, so just stick your booty out a little bit to start to activate the glutes here. Sinking here a little bit. Reach the arms to the top of the room to fire up a little bit more. Holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5-pointed star, lengthen the legs. Heels out, toes in. Arms out to a T. Hinging at your hips. Take a wide-legged forward fold. Hanging out here for a little bit. Just releasing all the work that we've done so far. You can find any arm variation you want here. Just try keeping the hips in line with the heels, avoiding collapsing the hips back. And then walking the hands back up. Taking Skandasana at the back of the mat. Right toes peel off the mat. Take Skandasana at the back of the mat. Use the strength of the legs to get you there. Skandasana, back of the mat. Walk the hands to the front. Left hand down, right arm opens you up to a twist. Taking this right away into your side plank. Spinning to the outside edge of the left foot. Right hand reaches to the top of the room. If you want to lower the left hand, feel free to do so. Right foot can start to lift off. Feel the right hip, right glutes start to burn, using the strength of the hips to keep the leg lifted. And then flowing to your three-legged plank. Option to keep right heel lifted, lowering through your chaturanga. And meeting in our downward facing dog. Taking a couple rounds of breath here. Next round of breath in. Left heel rises. Draw the knee to the nose. Tiger curl. Draw the heel to the hip. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, tiger curl. Keep hugging the heel into your glutes. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, knee to nose. And then step the foot through. Right heel lowers. Open up the arms. Warrior two. Sinking in to the front knee. Taking a look down to make sure the left knee is aligning over the left ankle. Stay rooted through the outside edge of the foot, the right foot. Draw the left heel to the back of the mat to start to fire up the hamstrings. So the glutes start to open or start to fire up. Externally rotating your inner thighs here. Next, inhale, reverse your warrior. And then take this to your side angle just for a beat. Reverse your triangle, lengthen the front leg. And then arms out to the horizon. Heels in, toes out, hands to heart. Sink your hips. No, you don't need to tuck the tailbone here. Take a little tilt out to the anterior tilt of the pelvis to start to activate the glutes here. And then reach the arms overhead, biceps next to the ears. Sink a little bit deeper. Next, inhale, lengthen, five-pointed star. Heels out, toes wide, hinging at the hips, wide-legged forward fold. And then coming up to hands. Sink the hips next to the right heel. Skandasana, back of the mat. So right toes and knee are pointed out at a diagonal towards the corner of your mat. Skandasana, front of the mat. Skandasana, back of the mat. One more time, walk the hands to the front of the room. All 10 toes point to the front. Right hand down, left arm opens you up to a twist. And then taking this into your side plank, spin to the pinky side edge of the right foot. Left foot stacks on top of right. Left arm to top of the room. You can start to lift the left heel, left foot off the right. Feeling the outer glutes start to burn. One more round of breath here. And then left hand plants, three-legged plank. Your choice for a three-legged chaturanga. And we'll meet in our downward facing dog. Full breath in here. And full breath out. Heels lift, bend the knees. Exhale to step or hop your way to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold. Circle the arms overhead. Exhale, hands draw to your heart. Taking a moment here. And feeling rising and falling of the chest.
Feeling the beating of your heart here. Start to flutter the eyes open. Arms lift overhead, sink the hips, chair pose. So already turning on the glutes. So feel your glutes squeeze, your booty squeeze. And then come up to standing, pelvis pushes to the front of the room. And then take a fold forward. Halfway lift, inhale. Plant your hands. Exhale lowers you through a chaturanga if you want it, or head straight to your downward facing dog. Next breath, right heel lifts. Draw knee to nose. 3 times here. Inhale to lift. Knee to nose. Inhale, lift. Knee to nose and hold. Step the foot between the hands. Next inhale lifts you up, warrior 2. Reverse your warrior. Exhale to side angle. Reverse triangle. Arms out to the horizon. This time right away into your triangle pose. Shift the hips back. Reach the right fingertips forward. Hand comes to your shin. Rest lightly or to a block. Just avoiding collapsing in the right side, so stay lifted. Left fingertips reach to the sky or maybe to the front of the room, feeling a nice length along the left side of the body. And then coming up through center. Heels draw in, toes wide. Hands to heart, sink the hips. Goddess pose. And at this time, we're going to lift the right heel, then lower. Lift the left, lower, right, lower, left, lower. One more time, right, then left. Now this time, arms reach overhead, biceps next to the ears. Lift both of the heels. Feel your body quiver here and shake. You're not the only one. I am shaking over here. One more full round of breath here. Sink the hips a little deeper, heels higher. Lower the heels, 5-pointed star. Heels in, or heels out, toes in. Take your wide-legged forward fold. Releasing the entire backside of your body. And then lift up to the hands. Skandasana, back of the mat. Try using no hands here. And then Skandasana, front of the mat. One more time, back of the mat. Then to the front of the mat, pivot the feet. All 10 toes point forward. Left hand down. Right arm opens you up to your twist. And then taking this into your side plank. Maybe right away keeping the right heel lifted. Try bending the right knee. Touch the right toes behind the left leg. Lift up, lift the hips, coming into your wild thing. Right fingertips reach overhead. Press the hips to the top of the room. And then right hand lowers. Try keeping right leg lifted. Lowering through your chaturanga. And downward facing dog. Left hip or left heel raises. Draw the knee to the nose. 3-legged. Knee to nose. One more time, lengthen. Knee to nose. Step the foot through. Warrior 2 on your inhale. Reverse your warrior. Side angle. Reverse triangle. Lengthen the left leg. Arms out to the horizon. Shift the hips back. You might need to wiggle the right toes in a little bit. Left arm reaches to the front. Trikonasana, triangle. And then lift yourself back up. Heels in, toes out. Sink the hips, hands to heart. Goddess pose. Little bit of fire here. Lift the left heel and lower. Right heel, lower. Left, lower, right, lower. One more time, left. Then right, then lower. Arms reach overhead, biceps next to the ears. Lift both of the heels, sink the hips a little deeper. Holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. 5-pointed star. Heels out, toes in. Wide-legged forward fold. And then coming back onto the hands. Take skandasana at the back of the mat. Transverse lunge. Without using the hands. Skandasana front. One more time at the back. Walk the hands through center. All 10 toes point forward. Left hand opens you up to a twist. Right away to your side plank. Keeping the left leg lifted. And then bend the knee, touch the toes behind the right leg. You've got a wild thing if you want it. Left hand plants down. 3-legged plank. Your choice to keep the left heel lifted and flowing through your vinyasa, your chaturanga. And then meeting in our downward facing dog. Full breath in. Exhale to let it go. Deepest breath in through the nose. Open the mouth, stick out your tongue. Let the knees fall down to the earth. Sink the hips to the heels. Child's pose, either knees together, knees wide, whatever you're seeking, whatever your body needs. Arms can rest alongside the body, releasing the shoulders, the wrists. And then rolling up onto your heels. Keep the feet out in front of you. And then lengthening the legs out long. Coming onto your sits bones, removing any flesh from underneath your bum. So you can feel the sits bones, it's that bony part of your booty. So coming to sit on that, shifting, hinging at the hips a little bit here to get you there. Arms lift overhead.
And then reaching through the fingertips, take your forward fold here. And think about drawing your forehead to your kneecaps. And then releasing, coming back upright. Draw the heels together, knees wide. Taking another fold here. And finding your sits bones, reaching up through the crown of the head first. And then start to crawl the hands to the front of your mat. Letting the head melt over the ankles, the toes. Finding this nice, juicy release in the inner thighs, the hips. And then coming back upright. Lengthen the legs out in front of you. Using the core to get you there. Start a slow descent onto the back. Take a full body stretch once you arrive here. And then pressing, the feet will land hips width. Pressing into the heels. So the feet are the foundation of this pose. We're coming into bridge. The hands can rest alongside body. Keep pressing into the feet. Take a tilt of the pelvis. So tuck your tailbone. And you'll know you're tucking when your low back presses into the mat. Tuck the tailbone, press into the feet, and then lift the hips as high as you can to the top of the room. Keep hugging the inner thighs together, avoiding any splaying of your knees here. Every inhale, lift the hips higher. Every exhale, draw the belly button in. You might want to interlace the hands behind your low back. Maybe walk the shoulders underneath the back. Think about drawing the heels once again to the back of the mat. So this activates the hamstrings. This activates the glutes. And then releasing any interlacing of the fingers. Start a slow descent of the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae. Let the feet fall wide, knees drop together. Release the low back here. And then feet come hips width once again. Press into the feet, into the heels. Tilt the pelvis, posterior tilt. Press the low back into the mat. Lift the hips up to the top of the room. This time, stay rooted through the left foot. Right toes will point and lengthen the leg to the top of the room. Holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the hips down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Let the feet fall wide, knees neck together. And then feet land hips width once more. Posterior tilt of the pelvis. Tuck the tail. Press into the feet, into the hands. Lift the hips high. Inner thighs squeezing together. Press into the right foot. Lengthen the left foot. Toes are pointed. Keep lifting the hips higher for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the left foot, rolling the spine down. Let the feet fall wide. You can windshield wiper the knees this time to release. And then hug the knees into your chest. We'll cross the right ankle over the left, coming into a figure four. If you know you like to keep the left foot rooted, feel free to do so. Or if you want to grab behind the hamstring or the calf, or the shin, I mean, to make it a little bit more intense. You might want to press the right elbow into the right leg to open it a little bit more. Getting this nice stretch on the glute, the hip, releasing all the work that we have done on our glutes tonight. And then if you want to stay like this, feel free to stay here. Or if you want to cross at the knees, so right, like our eagle legs, if you want to take one wrap or two wraps, we're coming into a supine twist. So taking whatever you want here, and gaze can shift over to the right hand. And wherever you're at, think about pressing the right hip to the front of the room. Finding this length from the right shoulder to the right glute. And coming back through center, unwinding. Left ankle crosses over the right thigh, taking your depth for your figure four stretch. You can stay with the legs like this, or if you want to cross once or twice, maybe coming into eagle legs. The knees drop to the right side. Gaze can shift over the left hand to the left side. Coming back through center. And taking any last movement or poses that you might need tonight. And then once you feel ready, you can start to lengthen the legs out long. Arms rest alongside body, palms face up. And closing the eyes once you arrive. And beginning to relax into your final resting pose. And starting to take a full body scan here. All the way from the top of the head. Relax the brows. Relax the ears, the cheekbones, the mouth, let the lips fall apart. And let the shoulders drop.
Find this with the clay to keep it tucked or engaged here. Soften the area around the pelvis. The kneecaps soften. Ankles release. Let the toes fall out. I'm beginning to witness everything that's unfolding right here. So taking this moment here to be the observer. Nowhere to be, nowhere to go, except right here, right now. I'll be here to guide you out of your practice. Taking this moment here to relax for however long you want, if you want to stay here. Shavasana. And starting to bring some awareness back into your space. Coming back to the natural rhythm of the breath. And once you're ready, drawing the knees to the chest. And rolling onto one side of your mat. And before pressing yourself up to a comfortable seat. And draw the hands to your heart, tucking the chin. Noticing how you feel. Knowing that your feelings are valid. Noticing the energy of the body. The emotional state of the heart.
quality of your thoughts. Let your fingertips graze your lips. Let your thumbs be the pathway from your heart to your actions, to your words. The light in love within me honors and bows to the light in love within you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining tonight. My name is Hayley. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to reach out to me. You can find me on Instagram or if you haven't checked out any of the other classes, there's a lot of great instructors out there teaching yoga, teaching fitness classes to keep you up to speed with any of the rock climbing drills that you normally do. So be sure to check out the website, all the social media. Once again, thank you so much. I will be back here at 7 a.m. on Friday. Have a great night.